to another episode of Made by Shanno. First timers, hey y'all, come on in. And to my subscribers, what up y'all, and welcome back. Now let's go. This week I'm trying acrylic paint and resin. Big deal alert, because I've never done this and I'm geeked up to try it. So, yay. Now what made me want to try the acrylic paint is really just wanting to have like pure and true black and white colors when doing other resin projects. Sometimes when like I use the liquid dye or mica powders, it doesn't always give me that pure like blackout or that pure white, no other pigmentation type colors. Sometimes it'll give more so like a opaque color or like an opal white almost. Or it'll be like you can see kind of like a shimmer within the black or even in the white. And I was just really wanting to get just pure black, like no dusting, no sparkle, just darkness, right? Or like pure white with no additional pigmentation in the color. So I was like, well, let me try to see what happened if I used it with the resin and see how it would come out. So that's pretty much the nature of why I tried it this way. The beauty of creating, right, is trial and error. So, let's hope it's a win in the end. Now, quick rundown of products. So the resin that I'm using is Dr. Crafty. The acrylic paint is Anita's, and I got the molds. Both molds came from Amazon. Now, of course, check the description box below for all of the product details and the links if you guys want to go look around or purchase any of the materials that I am using. Now in this section, I did speed it up because legit, I'm just mixing. As any other time that you're mixing your pigments with your resin, you always want to use more. If you use a little bit, then it's going to be like sheer. And like I said before, a little bit opaque. But the more you use, the richer the color will be. So like technically the darker the color will be. Now thinking, using black mica powder or dye, it would go the same way. But I've learned in my experience that that is not always true. And it still is kind of see-through instead of giving like the black out for the black, or like same really with the white when you think about it. Um, Anywho, so yeah, I had no real pattern idea when I started this. I was just trying to see legit what happens with the paint, as well as like with the resin. Low key, I was wishing it came out like black and white marble, but either way, I wouldn't be mad because again, I'm legit just trying to see, the actual reactions and kind of how to work with both. So going forward, I'll know which way to go with this. So yeah. So enough of the rambling. I'm gonna just let this play so you guys can kind of see how I did it. Okay, so with this top, I came back just to kind of interject here because again, this is my first time using this mold, so I'm not quite sure about anything. It's all trial and error here. So I just kind of let the resin do its thing when I pour it in. Now I'm kind of stretching it out. One, to make sure that I am allowing the resin to actually get down into the mold. But also to make sure kind of like the colors do mix a little bit instead of it just kind of going down in there and not going all the way to the bottom. Now, I honestly, I did cut out the part I put in a little clear, but I realized that the top didn't really need a lot of resin. So I poured it out, and then I was like, okay, let me just put the colors in there. But I drug my wooden stick, we'll call it popsicle stick, girls, popsicle stick. We drug it around the edges just so that I can make sure the resin got down in there. And also just, because of this mold, you can't get in there with my heat gun, right? And I haven't gotten to the point to where I'm comfortable using a torch because I don't want to ruin the mold itself. And this is a small mold for this cap. So, yeah, that's just kind of what we have going on here on this section. Now, mind you, I didn't have to use as much resin for the top. However, that means I had resin left over. So here shortly, you're going to see I grab another small jar resin. It's not a screw top jar or mold, rather. I'm all over the place. Goodness. The second jar that you're about to see is a smaller one, but it was big enough to use the remainder of the resin that I had left over. So I didn't waste anything. So the bottom of this jar is big. It takes a lot. The top itself, though, doesn't require as much resin. Just side note. And boom, we're demolding. Or is it unmolding? I'm never quite sure which one it is. So we're just going to say I'm taking it out the mold. And here we are. Now, as you can see, that is a little coaster, that little circle to the upper left corner. I had a little more resin than I thought I did. So, you got to use it, girl. Don't be wasteful. Well, I say girl, but whomever, girl, guy, whatever you choose to be today, it's cool. You welcome here. We love you. That's what I did. So I'm taking the smaller jar out of the mold. Now, if you are familiar with like knife work or forging, I believe is the proper term. The smaller jar, not this top here, but the smaller jar, the pattern of it reminds me of Damascus, if you're familiar. If you're not, Google is our best friend, so go look it up. But the jar itself, it does remind me of a Damascus. And I thought that was super cool because I didn't know that was going to happen. It wasn't intentional. But now that I know, thank goodness for recording the videos, right? Because I can go back and watch how I did it to try to recreate it. Yeah, super excited about this. This was really cute. It was a little hard to get out, but the design, I'm telling you, it was everything. I was totally here for it. See right here, those lines, all of that reminds me of the Damascus print within forging knives or swords or anything like that. That right there, ooh, so freaking pretty. I cannot believe how awesome this turned out. Like, I really shocked myself. I'm super excited if you can't tell. Ooh, go girl. Yes, acrylic paint and resin come through with the come through. Now, this next portion of me getting I'm just showing you how the little jar looks. It's a really cute jar. The next part, the big jar, the whole point of the video, this awesome thing. This was simple. Getting the top out of the mold for this was so easy. I was like, ooh, I'm trying to open it all fancy so y'all can't see before I see. We gonna see together as a unit. Yes. Super cute, super easy. But the bottom part of this jar, honey, that was a bit of a struggle. I'm not gonna even speed the video up. I'm just gonna let it play. So no, I'm gonna speed it up because if not, my video is gonna go over the time. But I'm just gonna let it play from here on out. I'll come back with the closure so y'all can see it was a struggle. It was a struggle. But real quick, peep out top, peep this top though. Look how cute that is. Look at that. It kind of do look like black marble, right? Just a little bit. It's a little bit. Just a little bit. Jeez Louise. We'll get there. Fuck it. Yo. Okay, y'all, that was actual live audio of me in process the day I recorded this to take this out. That's just so you know, it's just so sincere. That was a task. But this jar is so pretty. Like, I'm here for it. I am so excited to make more. I bought more than one mold, so yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna make a lot of these. I can already tell. Now here, I'm just showing you guys like, size ratio. We all know what a Sharpie size is, so you can see how deep and how wide this jar is. It is super, super amazing, man. This is a good buy. I'm really proud about this buy. And as always, the details are in the description box. This is the close of the video. So until the next episode, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and like, and as always, keep creating.